Hello students, this is Shachi. Welcome to my channel Crack Chemistry. Today I am going to discuss a class 10th topic. The name of the chapter is Metals and Non-Metals and topic's name is Exemplar Problems Part 3rd. For Part 1st and 2nd, please check the I button. The link of these videos have been given in description box. Students, before starting, I want to remind you to subscribe my channel for getting information about further important uploads, and press the like button if you like this video and share this video with your friends also. So now come with me and let's crack chemistry. Our first question is 2 ml each of concentrated HCl. HCl is hydrochloric acid. Nitric acid is HNO3 and a mixture of concentrated HCl and concentrated nitric acid in the ratio of 3:1 were taken in test tubes labeled as A, B and C. Then a small piece of metal was put in each test tube. No change occurred in test tubes A and B, but the metal got dissolved in test tube C. Children, you have taken 3 test tubes. In the first test tube, you have taken concentrated HCl. HCl is hydrochloric acid. And when a piece of metal was dropped in this acid, no change took place. In test tube B, you have taken concentrated HNO3. HNO3 is nitric acid. In this test tube also, there was no change on addition of a piece of metal. It indicates that the metal which was added to concentrated HCl and concentrated nitric acid was a noble metal. So what is a noble metal? Noble metals are gold and platinum. The symbol of gold is Au and symbol of platinum is Pt. So these noble metals don't react with, they don't get dissolved in concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated nitric acid. But in the test tube C, we have taken a mixture of concentrated HCl and concentrated nitric acid in a ratio of 3:1. Children, this mixture is called as aqua regia. So what is aqua regia? Aqua regia is the mixture of concentrated HCl and concentrated nitric acid in a ratio of 3:1, and this aqua regia can dissolve noble metals like gold and platinum. So now I am going back to the question. I will consider the options. Option A is aluminium. So aluminium will definitely dissolve in both the test tubes A and B. And option B was gold, Au. So as you know that gold is a noble metal, it will not dissolve in test tube A and B, but it will dissolve in test tube C containing aqua regia. So B is the correct option. Now if you look at option C, copper will dissolve in test tubes A and B. But if you look at the option D is platinum. Platinum symbol is Pt and this will not dissolve in test tubes A and B but will dissolve in test tube C containing aqua regia. So correct options are option B and D. Now next question. An alloy is. So they are asking about alloy. So first of all we will see what is an alloy. Alloy is a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more metals or a metal and non-metal. Now we will consider given options one by one. First option is an element. So an alloy cannot be an element because an element is a pure substance which is made up of only one kind of atoms. Our given options cannot be an element because element is made up of only one kind of atoms, but alloy is a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more metals or metal and non-metal. So option A is the wrong option. Then option B. Option B is a compound. What is a compound? A compound is made by combination of 2 or more elements or element and a compound in a fixed ratio. So in a compound the elements get chemically combined, but in alloy the components are not chemically combined. An alloy is simply a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more metals or metal and non-metal. So option B is also a wrong option. If you look at option C is a homogeneous mixture. So this is the correct option because an alloy is a homogeneous mixture. I hope it is clear to you. Now the next question. An electrochemical cell consists of. Children, they have given you 4 options. First option is positively charged cathode. Second option is negatively charged anode. Similarly, you have been given 2 more options. Before discussing these options, let's first see what is an electrolytic cell. Children, an electrolytic cell consists of 2 electrodes. The electrode which is connected to positive terminal of the battery is called as anode. And the electrode which is connected to negative terminal of battery is called as cathode. So we can conclude that anode is a positive electrode and cathode is a negative electrode. So now let's see the question. Given options are option first is positively charged cathode. It's a wrong option. Negatively charged anode. It is again a wrong option. Third option is positively charged anode. It is correct. Fourth option is negatively charged cathode. This is also a correct option. So option third and fourth are correct options. So your correct option is option B, which includes both third and fourth. Now next question. During electrolytic refining of zinc, it gets deposited on cathode, deposited on anode. C option is deposited on cathode as well as on anode, and D option is remains in the solution. So again, we will try to understand the electrolytic refining of zinc with the help of the diagram. So here you can see that during electrolytic refining, an anode is always made as the impure metal. So the impure zinc rod we will make as anode. So impure zinc rod will be made as anode and the pure metal will be taken as a cathode. Then what will happen? The impure metal from the anode will pass into the solution, will dissolve in the solution. So now let's see the reactions which are taking place at different electrodes. At anode, zinc from impure zinc rod will pass into the solution by losing 2 electrons, and zinc itself will convert into Zn2 plus ions, and the electrons will be left behind on the zinc rod. So this process is called as oxidation. Loss of electrons is called as oxidation. So you can assume that zinc is continuously oxidizing into zinc ion and it's getting dissolved in the solution. Then at the same time, equivalent amount of zinc ion from the solution will be deposited at cathode by taking 2 electrons. So zinc ion from the solution will take 2 electrons and will be deposited at zinc. So zinc ion from solution will take 2 electrons at cathode and will be deposited in the form of zinc. This process is called as reduction. So reduction is the gain of electrons. So if you look at your question, you can see that during electrolytic refining of zinc, it gets deposited on cathode because on cathode, zinc ion from the solution takes 2 electrons, will undergo reduction and will be deposited at cathode. I hope it is clear to you. Next question. An element is a soft and can be cut with a knife. This is very reactive to air and cannot be kept open in air. It reacts vigorously with water. You have to identify the element from the following. First option is magnesium, second option is sodium, third is phosphorus and fourth is calcium. So our correct option is sodium because sodium is such a soft element, it's such a soft metal, it can be cut with the help of knife and it's highly reactive to air. So to prevent its oxidation, it is always stored in kerosene. Otherwise, in the presence of air, it will start burning and it will catch fire. So sodium reacts with oxygen of air and forms sodium oxide. And it reacts vigorously with water also and forms sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas is liberated. So our correct option is sodium, option B. So you can see the reaction. Sodium reacts with oxygen of air and forms sodium oxide, and sodium reacts vigorously with water and forms sodium hydroxide along with the liberation of hydrogen gas. Next question. Alloys are homogeneous mixture of a metal with a metal or non-metal. Which among the following alloy contains non-metal as one of its constituent? So our given options are option A is brass. Children, brass is an alloy of copper and zinc. Second option is bronze. So bronze is an alloy of copper and tin. Option C is amalgam. Children, when one of the metal is mercury, then the alloy is called as amalgam. So if we look at steel, we can see that correct option is steel, because steel consists of iron and carbon. You know that iron is most widely used metal, but pure iron is extremely soft and it stretches on heating. So when this is alloyed with carbon, it becomes hard. And when iron is mixed with nickel and chromium and carbon, then we get the stainless steel. Next question. Which among the following statements is incorrect for magnesium metal? First option is it burns in oxygen with a dazzling white flame. This is the correct statement, because magnesium burns with oxygen with a dazzling white flame. Second option is it reacts with cold water to form magnesium oxide and evolves hydrogen gas. This is a wrong statement, because magnesium doesn't react with cold water. Magnesium reacts with hot water along with the formation of magnesium hydroxide, and hydrogen gases evolve in this process. So what is your correct option? Your correct option is option B. It reacts with cold water to form magnesium oxide and evolve hydrogen gas, because in this question they are asking you the incorrect statement. Next question. Which among the following alloys contain mercury as one of its constituent? As I discussed in the previous question, that whenever one of the component is mercury metal, then the alloy is called as zinc amalgam. So if you look at the stainless steel, I discussed with you components of stainless steel in the previous question. Components of stainless steel are iron plus nickel plus chromium plus carbon. Solder is an alloy of lead and tin, and the correct option is zinc amalgam. Zinc amalgam is an alloy of zinc and mercury. Next question. Reaction between X and Y forms a compound Z. X loses electrons. So X loses electrons and Y gains electrons. So Z is formed by the reaction between X and Y. X loses electrons. It means X is metal, because metals have a tendency to lose electrons. And Y gains electrons. It means Y is a non-metal, because non-metals have a tendency to gain electrons. So X and Y combine together and they form a compound Z. It means Z is formed by the loss and gain of electrons between metals and non-metals. So such type of compounds which are formed by the loss and gain of electrons by metals and non-metals are called as ionic compounds. So our conclusion is that Z is an ionic compound. So this is the analysis we have done about X, Y and Z. Now we will come back to the question. They are asking you which of the following properties is not shown by Z. So first is Z is having high melting point. This is a correct option, because ionic compounds, they have very high melting point. Second option is has low melting point. So your given option is B. Option B is has low melting point, because they are asking you which of the following properties is not shown by Z. So Z will not have low melting point. Being an ionic compound, it will have very high melting point. Third option we will also consider. Third option is conducts electricity in the molten state. This is a correct statement, because ionic compounds conduct electricity in the molten state and in aqueous solution. They don't conduct electricity in the solid state, because ions are not free to move. And D option occurs as solid. This is also a correct statement, because ionic compounds, they exist in solid state. There are very strong electrostatic forces of attraction between positive charge cations and negative charge anions. So our correct option is option B, which is a wrong statement, that ionic compounds have low melting points. I hope it is clear to you. Now next question. The electronic configuration of three elements are given to you. Electronic configuration of X is 2, 8. 2,8 means you can see that the outermost shell has 8 electrons. So it clearly indicates that X is a noble gas. Then we will look at Y. Y has the electronic configuration 2,8, 7. So this Y has 1 electron lesser than the complete octet of the nearest noble gas. It means Y has a very strong tendency to take electron to complete its octet. So Y is a non-metal. And if we look at Z, electronic configuration of Z is 282. So Z will try to lose 2 electrons to become stable. So Z is a metal because metals have a tendency to lose electrons. And we can identify X, Y and Z as well. X has electronic configuration 2,8 means it has a total of 10 electrons. So the X is neon gas. Ne is the symbol of neon. And Y. Y has the electronic configuration 2,8, 7. It means 17 total electrons. So Y is chlorine. The symbol of chlorine is Cl. And if you look at the Z, Z is having electronic configuration 2,8, 2, total of 12 electrons it has, and it is magnesium metal, which is present in second group of the periodic table. Chlorine is present in 17th group of the periodic table. And neon is present in the 18th group of the periodic table. So they are asking you which of the following is correct statement. Statement A is X is a metal. It's a wrong statement because X is not a metal. X is a noble gas because it has a complete outermost shell. Outermost shell has 8 electrons. So X is neon, which is a non-metal and a noble gas. Now second option is Y is a metal. So if you look at Y, Y is not a metal, Y is a non-metal, it is chlorine. Then option C is Z is a non-metal. So if you look at Z, Z is not a non-metal, it's a metal with 2 electrons in the outermost shell, and Z is magnesium metal. Now option D. Option D is that Y is a non-metal and Z is a metal. Children, this is the correct statement because Y is a non-metal and Z is a metal. So correct option is option D. Children, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope each and every point is clear to you. Please post your doubts in comment box. Please subscribe my channel and like this video, and don't forget to share this video with your friends also. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.